Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to McAdie's Entertainment. I'm your host as always, Adam McGahee. With the long-awaited Daredevil sequel series, Daredevil Born Again, literally dropping tomorrow on Disney+, I figured what better way to celebrate than by going over the horrific fates of each major character from the Daredevil franchise in the Marvel Zombies series. By now you guys all know the score. I'm the Marvel Zombies guy on YouTube, and every time I try to do something else, the algorithm just does not like it. I just covered the brand new Red Hulk series. You know, it's awesome. He literally goes to war with North Korea and just wrecks a plane and gets nukes and did nothing. I also covered the brand new Carnage series where Venom literally bonds with Carnage and becomes a red dragon man who dresses like a pimp. No views. I have just decided that my lot in life is just covering Marvel Zombies videos on YouTube. And you know what? I am okay with that. Please help me. Anyways, in yesterday's upload, I covered the full Gory story of Zombie Daredevil, which I'll have in the video description below. Now in today's video, I'm going to be doing a similar format where I'm going to be doing a re-upload of one of my older videos, and that is the full Gory story of our very bloody boy himself, and that would be Zombie Punisher. Now this will cover his entire tale from the original Marvel Zombies storyline, as well as an awesome short story from the recent Marvel Zombies comic, Marvel Zombies Black, White, and Blood. Before we hop into that though, as always, I wanted to let you guys know that our superhero training program is live. If you're ready to get your confidence back and finally get in the superhero shape you've always dreamed of, you can contact me in my consultation form in the video description below. We can hop on a call and discuss your fitness goals and nerd out about comics. What's there not to love? Also, I'm sure you guys are hearing these sick beats playing in the background. This comes from my boys who are close friends of the show, and that is the Country Hicks. If you're a fan of country and rap, they are the best of both. Their album Life of a Hick absolutely slaps, and you can check it out on Spotify and right here on YouTube. Their tracks definitely have like that Netflix Punisher theme vibe, so if you're looking to listen to something that'll make you feel like how John Bernthal does like every single day, you gotta give them a listen. With that out of the way though, let's get on with what you came here for, and that would be the full gory story of Zombie Punisher. Who is he? Zombie Punisher is one of many Marvel heroes infected with a multiversal virus that transformed him and countless others into intelligent, violent monsters. He made his first appearance in Marvel Zombies vs. Army of Darkness, issue number 2, back in 2007. He comes from Earth 2149, but his origins prior to the pandemic were very similar to his main universe counterpart from Earth 616. All of that changed, however, one dreadful day when Ash Williams from the Evil Dead movies was transported to this world after being smacked here by the zombified version of the Sentry at the gates of heaven. With Zombie Superman hot on his tail, Ash knew that he would need some superpowered assistance. He sought the help of the Avengers, but the mighty heroes thought the poor dude was nuts and had Spidey put him in a comfy little web sack and take him to the authorities. Thinking that was the end of their problems for the day, the gang then received a distress call of mysterious purple lightning gathering in the middle of Manhattan. Instead of it being a return of Prince, bringing an awesome live performance of Purple Rain, this purple lightning ended up being none other than Zombie Sentry, who made his grand entrance into this world. Would have much rather have been Prince. Miss you, King. Shocked to see that Ash was telling the truth, the Avengers could not act fast enough to stop the super zombie, who tore through them like piñatas, infecting them with the zombie virus. The freshly cannibalized Avengers then proceeded to rip into the horrified nearby citizens, devouring their sweet, uninfected flesh. Looking on in horror at his former friends having a bloody Thanksgiving feast in the streets below, Spider-Man tried to save who he could, but was quickly bitten by zombie Colonel America, who pounced on top of the wall crawler from a nearby rooftop. The surprise chomp to the delt caused Spidey to drop Ash at the feet of some hungry supers, but was able to save him due to his spider powers keeping the infection at bay. Might want to put a little peroxide on that wound though, Spidey. Whew, that bite loose. That just looks nasty. He then swung Williams to a nearby rooftop, where he revealed that he was still human. but not before Ash sucker punched the webhead, thinking he was a zombie. Gotta respect Ash. He doesn't care who you are. Superhero, zombie, demon or not, he's throwing hands with everybody. Spidey then fixed his dislocated jaw and left Ash on the roof so he could check on his Aunt May and Mary Jane. Demanding for the dude to swing back and help him, Ash is then provided with much more violent assistance in the form of the Punisher, who approached him from behind. Frank Castle then complimented Ash on the awesome chainsaw that he was carrying around and asked what he was doing here. Williams then explained what had happened and that he needed someone to help him find the magical book called the Necronomicon, which would aid in battling these undead. The Punisher promised the groovy dude that he would help him find the artifact, but asked Ash to help him with a little house cleaning he had to do first. Bewildered at this, Ash asked Frank just what could be more important than a superpowered undead invasion. I'm curious too, bro. Please enlighten me. Castle then revealed just what this was when he led Ash to a nearby penthouse and blew off its doors. It is then revealed that Castle's target was not the penthouse doors, but the man within the penthouse doors, which was none other than Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. Hammerhead then whipped out his firearm ready to dust the vigilante, only for Fisk to stop him, telling Castle that he was actually happy to see him. Man, Kingpin actually happy to see the Punisher? You know things are bad when this happens. Castle then tells the not-so-jolly fat man that he had been spying on him for a while now and used the distraction of the undead epidemic to sneak into Fisk's hideout, ready to end things once and for all. Blowing off this threat, Kingpin tells Frank to get over himself, and what was going on outside was much bigger than the petty feud going on between them. He offers the chance of an alliance between the pair, telling him that it was time to unite their power as humans versus zombie. Cool as this sounds, Punisher was in no mood to make any new friends, zombie apocalypse or not. He then proceeded to blow Fisk and his men away with his rifle, telling him that he never saw him as human in the first place. I know I mentioned this in the last video, but that's such a dope one-liner to end things with. The Punisher is awesome. His show needs to come back like yesterday. Shocked at what he just witnessed, Ash told Frank that he thought he was one of the good guys. Like the true savage he was, Frank just kept on going and said that now it was time to go after the zombies. The pair then look out the window and see a terrified blob running through the streets, who was quickly caught and devoured by the hungry heroes. Saying how fast things were spreading, Punisher knew that they were going to need the big guns for this one. He then retrieved his bag of heavy artillery, which he tossed to Ash. Telling him that he had enough firepower to level half of Manhattan, Castle then told Ash to hold his clips and toss them to him when he was empty. Knowing that just storming into a crowd of super zombies was crazy, Ash told Castle that he couldn't do this. Ignoring this plea, Frank burst through the doors of Fisk Tower, spraying bullets into the undead horde. My boy Punisher taking a war to the zombies. Let's go, baby! However, the savageness would soon end once Frank saw that his bullets didn't have much an effect on the superpowered cannibals. He then called out to Ash for an assist, only to discover that the dude bailed with his bag of guns. Poor Punisher is then jumped by the group of undead who devour the violent vigilante. Ash, we love you, we respect you, you're awesome, but that was not cool leaving our boy Frank Castle high and dry like that. What's wrong with you, man? Armed with Punisher's weapons, Ash later on allied himself with the uninfected X-Men Dazzler and Scarlet Witch. With the aid of an evil book in Doctor Strange's Santorum, the trio discovered that the Necronomicon that Ash was looking for was in Doctor Doom's country of Latveria. They then find their way to the Avengers Quinjet, which they fire up and fly to the mysterious country. Upon arrival, the three heroes come face to face with Doctor Doom, who revealed that he was actually harboring a huge number of surviving humans. He and his scientists were working on a multiversal portal that would allow these survivors to escape this hellish world into an alternate dimension. Hey, Dr. Doom for the win, baby! This dude isn't so bad now, is he? However, just before the heroes could breathe easy, they are then met with an army of undead heroes who discovered about the tasty leftovers that Doom had stashed at the castle. Doom security launched an assault on the undead, but as high-tech as they were no match for the overwhelming might of the superpowered Legion. Ash then booked it to Doom's library to find the evil book so he could use its power to give the survivors enough time to escape. In the chaos, he calls out to Scarlet Witch to help him, only to see that she had been jumped by a zombified Punisher who was somehow not completely eaten from his previous encounter with the zombies. Ripping out a huge chunk of Wanda's back, Castle swore to Ash that he would get him next as revenge for not helping him before. Man, out of all the Marvel Zombies panels, this has to be one of the most disgusting. This now makes John Bernthal's second time becoming a zombie. First the Shane in The Walking Dead, and now this. Dude just can't escape it. Not sticking around to get punished by Zombie Punisher, Ash then books it to the library where he encounters the Necronomicon. He uses its power to zombify the dead bodies left behind by the undead Avengers, who then storm the castle and go to war with the zombie heroes. Not being much of a match for the supers, it still gave Dr. Doom just enough time to get the survivors through the portal, which he then promptly destroyed. With the keys to the multiverse pulverized, the zombies eventually found themselves depressed and low on food. However, their day was quickly brightened once the Silver Surfer arrived to the planet. The Herald of Galactus came to the Earth to see if it was nourishment enough for his master. He is then quickly attacked by the zombies, and despite putting up a great fight, he has his head bitten off by the Hulk and was devoured by a group of Avengers. The boys who got a nibble of the Surfer's flesh then discovered that they inherited his powers after eating him. Seeing that they were now cosmic microwaves, these super zombies then use these abilities to heat and eat their fellow undead, Frank Castle presumably being one of them. The next issue opens where we see Frank Castle's Punisher combating a horde of undead zombies in what appeared to be some sort of underground structure. Despite this being the apocalypse, Frank enacted his usual version of vengeance by brutalizing every corpse in his path. Venturing further and further inside, the Punisher came across a heavily armored door, locked with a computerized panel. As a horde of cannibals closed in from behind, Frank attempted the code, only for it not to work. With the hungry mob coming closer and closer, Castle overrode his intelligence points with pure strength, where he smashed the panel, causing the door to open. Works every time. What a Chad. With one zombie nearly making its way through the door, Castle calmly activated the panel on the other side, slamming it shut and severing the creature's mangled arm completely off its virus-riddled body. Making his way into what appeared to be a lab, Frank was greeted by a hologram of a woman asking for an authorization code. Telling the hologram he was looking for a Dr. Stone, it was surprised to see that the vigilante was indeed still human. Remarking that this did not do too much good as he was basically one human in a world riddled with monsters, we see the mystery deepen as the woman reveals that she knew exactly who Frank was. Asking just how she knew this information, the hologram then revealed to Punisher that she indeed was Dr. Stone. Although, to be more precise, she was an AI recreation of the Doctor who had all her memories and even parts of her original personality uploaded into her memory banks, along with detailed files of all the Marvel heroes and villains from this dimension. Having no time to listen to an intensive lore breakdown from overglorified ChatGPT, Castle asked where the real Dr. Stone was, where the machine told him that she in fact had perished over 2 years ago, but was here to help continue her research. The AI then showed Punisher a secret weapon that Stone had finished shortly before she died, and that was a virus that would kill every last infected being on this world. While a universal zombie-slaying solution like this sounded all too good for Frank, the AI doctor revealed that Stone had also created a supposed cure. With this sounding a bit too good to be true, Castle laughed at this discovery, saying that many had tried and failed at such a thing, with the AI believing that it was the real deal, as it had been tested on a small case study with an overwhelmingly positive success rate. Literally holding the potential keys to life and death in his hands, Punisher being Punisher decided to go with the kill-all option, with the AI asking him a moral question that if he were to take this route and punish everyone, just who would be left for the Punisher to punish? Knowing that there was more to this man than simple destruction, AI Dr. Stone spoke to the soul within the beast, telling him that he would not have come here if he did not believe there was hope in saving these infected people from this hellish fate. But just like the true Dr. Stone, there was a choice to be made here, and it all rested upon Frank's shoulders. Feeling conviction from Google-generated Gandhi, Punisher opted to take the light side ending and went with the cure. Before his questions could be answered, the lab door suddenly burst open as a swarm of angry undead began to make their way inside. The AI then told Frank that he needed to leave before he was killed, but the man opted to stay behind so he could give the woman the time she needed to distribute the cure and save who was left. Stepping in front of the horde of drooling demons, Frank then consumed the cure and went to war with the undead as they tore into his flesh, infecting them with the vaccine, all while the doctor said her goodbyes, with their fates and the fate of this world unknown.